12 publishers said no. She was broke, alone, and hopeless. Yet one tiny choice changed everything. Join TinyGrit to uncover J.K. Rowling's comeback. Subscribe now. Picture a young woman sitting in a cramped, chilly flat in Edinburgh. It's the early 1990s. Her name is Joanne, Jo to her friends. She's a single mom, barely scraping by. Her tiny daughter, Jessica, sleeps in a second-hand crib nearby. The gas heater flickers, but it's not enough to warm the room. Jo's life feels like a gray fog. She's 30, divorced, and living on welfare. Her days are a blur of diaper changes, job projections, and the gnawing fear that she's failing her child. But there's one thing that keeps her going, a story in her head. A boy named Harry, a wizard, a world of magic. She scribbles it on napkins, in cheap notebooks, during stolen moments in cafes when Jessica naps. It's not much, but it's hers. Jo wasn't always this lost. Growing up in Gloucestershire, she was a quiet kid with a wild imagination. She'd write stories about rabbits and witches, reading them to her younger sister. School was fine, but she wasn't a star student. She loved books, Tolkien, Austen, Dickens. They were her escape. After university, she drifted through secretarial jobs in London, always dreaming of writing, but never quite daring to try. Life felt safe, predictable. Then, at 25, everything cracked open. On a delayed train from Manchester to London, an idea hit her like lightning. A boy who didn't know he was a wizard. She saw Hogwarts, Quidditch, everything. She started writing that night. But life doesn't care about your dreams. Jo's mother, her rock, was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. 10 years of illness followed, and in 1990, she passed away. Jo was shattered. Grief clung to her like damp clothes. She moved to Portugal to teach English, hoping for a fresh start. There, she met a man, married quickly, and had Jessica, but the marriage collapsed. By 1993, she was back in the UK, alone with her baby, her belongings stuffed into a few suitcases. She felt like she'd hit a wall she couldn't climb. That wall wasn't just poverty or heartbreak, it was rejection. Jo had finished the first Harry Potter manuscript, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. She typed it on a second-hand typewriter, her fingers sore and her heart full. She sent it to publishers. One by one, the letters came back. Not commercial enough. Too long for children. We don't see a market for this. 12 publishers rejected her. 12. Each letter felt like a punch, whispering, "You're not good enough." She'd sit in her flat, staring at the growing pile of rejections, wondering if she was delusional. Depression crept in, heavy and relentless. She later called it her darkest time, a fog so thick she considered giving up, not just on writing, but on everything. Rock bottom came on a winter night in 1994. Jessica was sick, crying, and Jo had no money for medicine. The flat was freezing. The heater had broken again. Jo sat on the floor, holding her daughter, tears streaming down her face. She felt like a failure, as a mother, a writer, a person. The manuscript sat on her desk, untouched for days. What's the point? The world didn't want her story. Maybe it was time to let Harry go. She was one step away from quitting, from burying her dream forever.
But then something shifted. A tiny grit spark lit up. It was so small, it barely felt real. Jo looked at Jessica, sleeping in her arms, and thought, if I give up, what am I teaching her? She didn't want her daughter to see a mother who quit. So she made a decision, not a grand one, but a stubborn one. She'd send the manuscript one more time. Just one. She found an agent, Christopher Little, and mailed her work expecting nothing. Days later, he called. He saw something in her story. It wasn't a yes, but it was enough to keep her going. That spark led to quiet, relentless work. Jo didn't have much. A few hours while Jessica napped, a corner table at a cafe called Nicholson's, a pen and her battered notebook. She wrote every day, even when she didn't feel like it. She revised her manuscript, tightened the prose, poured her heart into every chapter. She'd walk to the cafe to save bus fare, pushing Jessica's stroller through the rain. Each step was a choice to keep going. Another TinyGrit moment, choosing to write one more page instead of giving in to doubt. She wasn't sure anyone would ever read it, but she wrote for herself, for the girl who'd once dreamed of stories. "Keep going," she'd whisper, "just one more word." Months of this invisible grind paid off. In 1996, a small publisher, Bloomsbury, took a chance on her book. They offered a $1,500 advance, hardly life-changing, but to Jo, it was everything. They printed 500 copies, mostly for libraries. No one expected much. But then something magical happened. Kids started reading it. They told their friends. Teachers read it aloud. By 1997, the book was winning awards. Word spread, and soon American publishers were bidding for the rights. Scholastic won with a $105,000 deal, unheard of for a children's book. Jo was stunned. Her life changed overnight. Harry Potter exploded. By 2000, the series was a global phenomenon. Millions of kids clutched her books, dreaming of Hogwarts. Adults read them too. Movies followed, then theme parks, merchandise, a universe. Jo, now J.K. Rowling, became one of the world's richest women. But the real triumph wasn't the money. It was the millions of lives her story touched. Kids who hated reading found joy. Families bonded over her words. She'd built a world from nothing, from a cold flat and a stack of rejections. The final TinyGrit moment, proving that one person's stubborn belief can change everything. Looking back, Rowling's story isn't about luck. It's about grit. She once said, "Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life." That's the first lesson. Your lowest moment isn't the end. It's the start. Second, rejection doesn't define you. Your response does. 12 publishers said no, but she kept going. Third, big dreams start small. One page, one word, one choice. That's all it takes. And finally, you are enough. Your story, your pain, your spark, it's enough to change the world. So what's your Harry Potter? What dream are you one step away from quitting? What's the smallest choice you can make today to keep going? This is TinyGrit, where small moments spark big change. Subscribe now, join our global family, and let's build your comeback one spark at a time, 1 second at a time. That's all it ever takes.